The driver of the number 38 Great Clip Chevrolet Fredricka Motorsports of the NASCAR Nationwide Series, Jason Leffler, is in the house. Hello, Jason.
Hey, what's happening?
How are you, Jason?
I'm doing great. It's been a busy week with the race week, and just, you know what I mean, just running along here. So,
yeah.
Luckily I got a few minutes to hang with you guys.
Well, I appreciate that. What all's going on? I mean, you raced in Iowa on Sunday. Sunday. We'll talk about that in a second. You're racing Saturday. What else you got on your plate this week?
Just a lot of media stuff. This morning we did I took Fredricka Whitfield around the Charlotte Motor Speedway there from CNN, and she's doing her face-to-face show on NASCAR. So got to do that. And last night we did a deal for the PVA over at Victory Lane Karting, and doing some more stuff this evening for NASCAR at the NASCAR go-kart track there at Concord Speedway or Concord Mall and the Concord Mills Mall. So it's just busy.
Now, let's talk about this Fredricka Whitfield thing for CNN. How'd that go? What did all that entail? What do we anticipate seeing when that makes the edit process and then gets thrown up for air?
Well, it'll be really good. I tried to scare her, but she was a pro. She rode around. I looked over one time on the back straightaway, and she was smiling and having a good time. She really enjoyed it, so it was neat. Usually people get scared to death when you take them for a ride, even in a pace car or something. But she was. You can definitely tell she was a pro at experiencing new things, and she loved it. She really enjoyed it. So it should be a good show. It should be some good pieces, and be good for NASCAR and the Nationwide Series.
I mean, that's great. And as you know, this is such a great time to be in motorsports and to follow motorsports because of everything that's going on in NASCAR. And having the Indy 500 on Sunday doesn't hurt as well, Jason. A lot of people are thinking about racing this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys agree, but it has to be one of the biggest weeks for auto racing. With the Coca-Cola 600, Indianapolis 500, a lot of stuff going on. So it's an exciting week. It always is, and a great weekend for race fans everywhere.
Well, let's look in the rearview mirror to Sunday for us, if you can. Talk us through your day at the Iowa Speedway and the John Deere 250.
Yeah, I mean, we had a really good car. The Great Clip Chevy was fast right off the trailer, and we just burned the motor up. Or I shouldn't even say we burned the motor up. We got the motor so hot that it blew the radiator out, and we just had some debris on the grill, and we had to come in and pit and come behind the wall and change the radiator and some other parts, and it was a real shame because our car was working really good, and we were going to have a good day, top 5, I think, for sure, and really hurt us in the points. So we're just we're really aggressive on grill tape, and it bit us bad. It really hurt our chances for a good finish, hurt our chances in the championship. So we're gonna have to regroup this weekend. But Iowa's always a great track. It's a great track for me. I enjoy racing there. We had a heck of a crowd, and we were fast, so we got something to look forward to when we go back.
You mentioned a great crowd there, and I know last week when we talked to you, you said it was one of your favorites. The racetrack itself, did it change at all from when you guys were there last summer? Did you have to make any adjustments, or was pretty much what you had expected?
Yeah, I mean, it lost a little grip. The bump in turn 1 was more harsh, but I think we kind of expected that. Now, we showed up on a different tire, which that always kind of throws a loop into things. So, but all in all, everything went well, other than we had that issue there. But it was a great race. The atmosphere up there is awesome. The fans, they tailgate way before the race even starts, and they had a great crowd even with the weather going in and out of there. We had a lot of rain over the weekend. So, but track's a racy little place. It's neat to drive for sure.
When you have the disappointment like you had on Sunday, how long does that stick with you? How long does that sting last?
It'll sting till we get in the race car tomorrow, for practice. It's disappointing when you have a good car and we make mistakes like that. But it's part of racing, we just, as long as we learn from it and don't do it again. But we're 5th in points now, so we're going to have to play a little catch up and try to get out of this hole we kind of dug ourselves in.
I know obviously you would have rather it have been you, but do you take any personal satisfaction in having a nationwide regular like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. take the win and stop that Cup onslaught that's been going on for more than a year in the Nationwide Series?
Yeah, I didn't even really think about it, but I was glad for Ricky's standpoint. I like Ricky. Him and I are friends, and he's a good little driver, and he's gonna have a heck of a career ahead of him. So I'm glad to see him win. But yeah, he was a nationwide only regular, so that was cool. Yeah, one day maybe it'll be us. We just got to get to the end of this thing.
Well, how about Saturday? What are the chances that maybe it'll be you in victory lane at the Top Gear 300 at Charlotte?
Well, I hope so. The Hendrick motor package here is running really well. We saw it in the trucks. Everybody's really pumped up about that. I think our cars have last 3 or 4 weeks have been really good, a lot better than they were at the beginning of the season. So we get there and fine tune it and have a good race with no issues. I'm sure we'll have a chance to win that thing. I like for whatever reason I run really well in the spring race at Charlotte, and I don't know if it's just track conditions or a setup or what have you, but you think it wouldn't change that much when you go back in the fall, but I don't ever seem to run very well in the fall. So looking forward to the race. Charlotte's awesome. It's a mid-afternoon race, which is great because the track will be hot and slick and be plenty of grooves and plenty of passing for sure.
Do you slip and slide a lot in this race on Saturday?
Yeah, you do. And I think the tire they have us on is pretty darn good. They say, and there was no complaints. So in the All-Star race, and it's got a lot of grip. But yeah, when the sun's out, Charlotte is getting back to the old Charlotte before they repaved it. Where when the sun comes out, it gets pretty slick. So racing-wise, it's fun. I like those afternoon races when the tracks are all hot and greasy and oily. They're fun to drive.
Yeah, we've heard that from a lot of people, that Charlotte's getting back to the old Charlotte, that after they paved it, it was such a different racetrack. I mean, Jimmy Johnson used to own the place, and he said yesterday on the teleconference, since they paved it, even he's had trouble with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's and I don't know if they've had necessary trouble with exactly with the track itself, but it seems like they changed the tire quite a bit on us, and that throws everybody for a loop. So, yeah, but it's getting back to the old Charlotte, which would be great.
Racing at that racetrack, you say it's different from the spring to the fall. Is that one of the more weather-sensitive tracks on the schedule at Charlotte, Jason?
Yeah, it always has been. I mean, it's the sun comes in and out, and it can pick up speed and lose time in a hurry. And it gets slick, and when you qualify, you want a nice little cloud, and it'll pick up 2 or 3 tenths. So, yeah, it's very sensitive to the weather. All racetracks are, but yeah, Charlotte always seems like it is more sensitive to the weather than any of the other places we run at. And so it's cool as a driver. I like those kind of tracks. So hopefully we'll have a nice hot sunny day on Saturday.
Now, let's talk about going forward, and let's talk about the month of June. We're starting to work our way into June and July and August and all this stuff. And with the challenges you had over the weekend at Iowa, is there anything that you look at as far as making progress when you have a setback as you work through these summer months, June and July? Are there any indicators that you look for to recognize that any problems that a team is having have been settled, have been resolved? I mean, what are you looking for going into June that'll give you promise that you can bounce back into championship contention?
Well, I mean, I think faster race cars, number one. We've gotten our cars a lot better in a few weeks, but that next step, we're in the top 10 consistently now. Now we need to get in the top 5. So we got some testing coming up. We haven't had it, knock on wood. That was our first mechanical failure of the year, so it's been a lot better from that standpoint compared to last year. And you just got to make sure. I think everybody after a deal last weekend, everybody's working hard to when we do have issues like that, to be able to resolve them quickly, and even if that means just less time behind the wall, less time in the garage. We spent a lot of time. We weren't quite prepared for the issue we had, and when it did happen, it took us a long time to fix it. But I think Eddie Pardue and the guys got that all under control now. So, just through the summer months, you just want to it's such a long stretch. You need to finish races. You need to have fast cars, and the way the nationwide championship is now, you have to be around at the end of these races, even if it's 11th, 12th, 13th. That plays dividends at the end of the year. That way you can really make a run for the championship at the end.
It's hard for me to believe that you're going to race Saturday, and on Memorial Day weekend with a Sunday and a Monday open, you're not going to be somewhere else, Jason.
I know. I'd love to be at Indianapolis in the Indy 500, but yeah, there's a lot of racing going on Sunday, up in Indiana, the 500 pretty much takes the cake, and around here the 600 does. So by the time I get done with the nationwide race on Saturday, running the Great Clips Chevy, all the racing's pretty much done. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on Friday and Saturday, a lot of short track racing around the country. So great weekend for auto racing.
It is, and we look forward to it. Obviously, the events of Indianapolis and the events of Charlotte will punctuate the motor racing or the motorsports headlines as we work our way through Memorial Day weekend. Jason, thanks for the time. Have fun in Charlotte, and good luck trying to rebound from that adversity of a weekend ago.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Have a weekend.
Pleasure.